Hey guys, it's Maggie and welcome back to another cleaning video where I show you or refresh you on how to clean certain things around the farm. Today I am going to be cleaning the Poké Duck house. The Poké Duck house is typically stripped twice a week and picked when needed. All of our bird houses are dusted at least once a week. However, the Poké Duck house gets a lot more dusty for some reason, so I'm also going to start with dusting it out. We have a bunch of different dusters around the farm, but this is my favorite because it's very lightweight. So I'm going to dust the ceiling. And I'm just gonna get any surface areas. You can also dust directly onto the walls because their feathers tend to get stuck to this wood. This part is also optional and dependent on if it needs done, but I'm going to use some all-purpose cleaner and wipe down all the windows inside of here. I'm also gonna get some of this dirt on the white part of the door. Multiple people ask me why I don't wear gloves in these videos, and it's because I just never wear gloves because I don't care. That being said, you guys are more than welcome to wear gloves. We also have dust masks and other hygiene things that you guys can use in the break room. Now that I've tidied it up, I'm actually gonna start stripping it now. I'm gonna start with grabbing some tools, but this can change with personal preference. So I'm going to use the shovel and broom for the inside and the rake and pitchfork for the outside. I'm going to start with cleaning the inside. So since these guys are already outside, I am just going to close their door and walk them out. I find it easiest to prop the door open with my wheelbarrow like this. And now here's a little before. Sometimes we store food on this little loft, so I'm just going to push this all onto the ground because we're going to be stripping it anyway. This can also be occasionally wiped down with some soap and water. Also, if you find any eggs in here, they actually can be fertilized, so I just like to crack it and I'll be putting that in the manure pile. You can also feed the eggs to any of the birds. I just find that the ducks aren't really too keen on eating eggs, but the chickens do love them. So stripping this is also really dependent on personal preference, but I'm gonna start by sweeping up everything away from the edges. Now, this will make it a lot easier for me to start shoveling it into my wheelbarrow. I'm gonna sweep up all of this extra stuff in the corners. Now that the inside is stripped and swept, it's ready for fresh bedding. All right, now I'm gonna grab some shavings to roll over. You can also use the Kubota to bring these buckets over. Since the Poké Ducks are our disabled ducks and primarily have issues with their legs, I am going to be putting extra bedding in there. So I'm going to use about 1.5 of these muck buckets full of bedding. We'll also put straw on the inside during the colder months. Like you saw, there was straw in there before I stripped it. However, it's going to be a warm week, so I am not going to put more straw inside of it, but we will be using straw on the outside in the run-in. I like to pat down the edges just so I don't make a mess wheeling it out of here. So I dumped my first bucket. Now I'm gonna dump this half bucket. And now we'll just evenly spread it all out. All right, now the inside part is finished. Now we're going to strip this outside area. Again, I find it easier if we just move everybody inside, especially because our ducks are a little skittish. So I'm just gonna reopen this door and make sure these planks are lined up, and you can kind of just stand behind these guys and they'll get the hint that they should go inside. Just give them plenty of time because their legs and ankles are very delicate. Now that they're all inside, it's a great time to do their waters, but they were actually already done today. This whole job takes about 2 to 3 wheelbarrows, so I'm going to go ahead and dump this. All right, I'm ready to strip it, and I'm just going to start raking up these edges and then shoveling them with my pitchfork into my wheelbarrow. Like this. Sometimes I very lightly stomp this straw into the pitchfork just because it's so fluffy. I'll get everything around this water container up. I'm using a broom to help me. And everything underneath these planks. All right, now this area is stripped to the best of my ability. I'm gonna dump my wheelbarrow again. Straw is very messy, especially when it's windy out, so make sure that everything is pressed down. I use my foot, but you can also use a shovel. All right, this is pressed in enough. Now in a clean wheelbarrow, I'm going to grab some straw from inside of these doors right here. Not this, this is hay. Again, since it's the Poké Ducks, we're going to put some extra bedding in there. So I'm going to grab about half a bale or 6 flakes of straw. It can be a little hard to see, but the flakes come off in one piece just about, so 6 of these big pieces. Now to spread this straw out, I'm just gonna grab a flake and kind of shake it and try to even it out throughout this whole square. All right, now it's nice and fluffed up in here. I put these planks back. And now the run-in is finished. Now, after every job, it is time to clean up on the outside. I'll get up all of this loose straw, and if there's too much in the mulch, you can take the leaf blower to it and it helps separate it a bit. This is a good amount to clean up without taking up too much mulch. And if you're feeling extra ambitious that day, you could come to the other side of the run-in and clean up any of this straw. The Poké Duck house also takes about half an hour to 45 minutes to clean, and also sometimes only the inside needs to be cleaned and sometimes only the outside needs to be cleaned. So you kind of just play it by ear. All right, so that's how you strip the Poké Duck house. We also do some extra chores sometimes, such as power washing or wiping down the outside. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, or want to request the next video. Otherwise, I will see you guys next month.